Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to learn basic arithmetic operators in Java, most of which we already know. The basic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and how to perform them in Java is by simply using a plus sign if you want to do addition, and by simply using a minus sign if you want to do a subtraction, and by using an asterisk or star sign if you want to do multiplication, and by using a forward slash for division. So it's as simple as if you have two integers, say integer num1 is equal to 100 and integer num2 is equal to 200, and if I say integer num3 is equal to num1 plus num2, so it is going to add num1 100 and num2 200 and assign a new value 300 to num3, as simple as that. And similarly you can change this operator to minus, and similarly for multiplication and division, it is as simple as that. Apart from this, there is one more operator that is called as modulus, which is very useful. And what modulus does is it will divide. So in this case, if I use a modulus over here, num1 will be divided by num2, and whatever is the remainder of the division, that remainder will get assigned to num3. So modulus will give you the remainder of the division. Okay, there's one point to understand here is, let us say I want to use a simple division operation. My num1 is 100 and num2 is say 9, and I want to print the value in the console for the output of the division. So in this case, when we run this program, we get the output as 11, not 11 point something. So when you do the division operation, it will always give you the division, not the remainder in points, not 11 point something. If you want to get the remainder, you can get it by using a modulus, and in that case the remainder is 1. Okay, so when you use a normal division operation, it will always give you only division. Remainder will always be given by using a separate operation that is called as modulus. Apart from these, we have some increment and decrement operations. Those are basically plus plus, which is increment, and minus minus, which is decrement. There is a way we can use this increment and decrement operators. Let me show it to you by an example. Let us say I have an integer num1 is equal to 1, and I do something like num1 plus plus, just this statement. Now this num1 plus plus is very equal to num1 is equal to num1 plus 1. What it is doing, it is incrementing the value of num1 by 1 and reassigning the same stuff to itself. So in this case, the value of num1 will get incremented by 1. The same thing is being done in line number 26 over here. The value of num1, value of that particular operand, is getting incremented by 1 each time this statement gets executed. Similarly, if you do num1 minus minus, which is very equal to num1 is equal to num1 minus 1, where the value of num1 gets decremented by 1. What if we want to increment the value or decrement the value by more than 1? Say I want to increment the value of num1 by 2 or 3 or any other number. Then in that case, we can use num1 plus equal to say 5. What it will do is each time the statement is executed, the value of num1 will get incremented by 5, which is very equal to writing num1 is equal to num1 plus 5. And similarly, if you do something like num1 minus equal to 10, for example, then it will say value of num1 will get decremented by 10 each time the statement is executed. So which is very similar to something like num1 is equal to num1 minus 10. In Java, mostly you will see these kind of shortcuts used in the programming. Now, these are for addition and subtraction. What about multiplication and division? Are there any shortcuts like this? Yes. If you want to multiply the value with some number, you can do something like num1 into equal to say 2. What this will do is it will multiply the value of num1 by 2 each time this statement is executed, which is very similar to writing num1 is equal to num1 into 2. Similarly for division, yes, as you can imagine, num1 divided by equal to say 5, which is very similar to num1 is equal to num1 divided by 5. So each time the statement is executed, the value of num1 will get divided by 5. Very basic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Apart from that, modulus, which gives us the remainder of the division, and some incremental and decremental operations. Thank you for watching this video, and in the next session we'll see some logical operators. Thank you.